Hello again, it's Ihab, and welcome to the description or the seminar to describe all the aspects and the steps of the art of being you. The book includes 5 steps, which we're going to discuss more in details right now. It starts with meeting yourself. See why I called it meeting yourself? Meeting yourself is knowing who you really are, all the different aspects of yourself. See, I realized that the problem most people really face is not knowing who they really are. It's not knowing how their mind functions. Not because people are lazy, not because people are just ignorant, because we're not being taught who we really are. So meet yourself is all about knowing that you have 3 major parts. First of all, your physical body. It's like, that's my hand, that's my leg. We all know that, right? But then there is your mind. When I say your mind, it includes your intellectual mind, your conscious mind, the ideas or thoughts you're conscious about, and then your subconscious mind, that emotional part of yourself. And behind that, there is your truth. That part of you is like untouched by thoughts, untouched by emotion. It's just completely still all the time. And there where you find your truth, there where you find your purpose and your vision. And just by having that understanding, that you're not your mind, you're not your thought, it means you're free. It means you're not jailed by every thought that comes to your mind. And then you can look to your mind from an objective point of view and then decide what thoughts are constructive for you and what thoughts you don't want to keep. And when you don't know that fact, when you don't know that you are separate than your mind, that who you really are is the awareness, the observer behind your mind, you're gonna be locked in the conditioned mind. And you know what? Most of our condition, it comes from the culture, it comes from the society, and it's not really something to empower you, it's not really something to help you live your truth, which lead me to step number 2. Step number 2 is all about alignment. It's all about creating alignment between your mind and your soul. So all the parts of you are working towards the same goal. Now that takes an understanding for your purpose, that takes an understanding for your vision. And you can do that by asking the right question. Like, if I get all the money and the time in the world, what I'll be doing? If there's one thing, just one thing I have the ability to change, what would it be? That would just give you an indication of your purpose and your vision. Now your job is to connect your mind, your emotion and your intellect with that vision, so you're all marching to the same place. Now in the book, I proposed a lot of techniques and skills so you can reshape and reprogram your mind so it's gonna work in alignment with your purpose and your soul vision and who you really are. Now, one of the easiest way to do that is a module, we call it ISA. ISA stands for identifying, allowing, shifting, and anchoring. So next time when you feel your mood is just going down, start with identifying that. Say, okay, my mood is going down. What's causing that? Because usually, when your mood is going down, it's not because of the outside. The outside can only trigger a certain patterns of thinking in you. So when you identified what kind of thoughts has been triggered in you, you stop naturally that pattern to take you into a down or spiral of emotion. The second step is allowance. Don't try to interfere with that pattern. Don't try to fight it, because what you resist, persist, right? Just allow it to happen. I want you to become an observer, to separate yourself from the drama of the mind, right? The next step is to shift. That's where you take an active role and start directing your mind. And you know what? The number 1 skill that differentiates someone who's happy, healthy, and successful than other people is the ability to master and direct their mind. See, when I talk about shifting your mind, you need to have a certain standard of thinking that you don't allow your mind to go beyond. For example, for me, my standard is self-love. So I would ask myself, is that pattern of thinking is in alignment with self-love? Is it constructive? Is it helping me to grow and living my full potential or not? And just by asking those questions, I become very clear where to shift my mind. And the next step is anchoring that moment. So you shifted your mind from one perception to another perception, you need to anchor it. How you anchor it? Just smile. You can anchor that moment with a simple smile. Now, the next point is to meet life with presence. See, in the first 2 points, we talk about your mind, your purpose, your vision, how to control your thoughts. But what about the present moment? Because look, if you're not connected to the present moment, everything will become a hustle, everything will become a stress, and you're not gonna live. You're gonna lose that sense of aliveness that only comes from being connected to the moment, connected to your heart. And when you're connected with your heart, connected with the moment, you have infinite possibilities of thinking because you're not conditioned by the old ways of thinking. Now you have a fresh perspective of life. And the more you are present, the more you can march easily towards your vision and your purpose. And you're going to act with ease. There is no stress behind your action. Now the next point in helping you to live your truth, or the art of becoming you, is to fire up your motivation. See, if you don't have long-lasting motive to act, you're not gonna do anything. You're not gonna be able to express your truth. Because see, actualizing your truth, living your truth, becoming the truest version of yourself, that takes energy, that takes hunger, that takes motivation to be able to change yourself and act every day in that truth, in that authentic self. Now, again, in the book, we propose a lot of ways to do that. But one of the greatest steps I can share with you right now is to release distraction out of your life. Now that might sound like an easy thing, like, yeah, come on, release distraction. Is that a way to motivate yourself? Is that a way to motivate myself? Absolutely yes, especially in that modern era. Now we're living in a time that every single thing around you is just tempting to take your attention. So you might be working on something and you just want to open Facebook for 5-10 minutes, and then you open Facebook and one picture leads to another, then you see your friends having a party, and then you check that, and you start comparing yourself to them, and you ended up with 4 hours just gone like that. Why that happens? It's because of distraction. And distraction, it drains your energy. Why? Because every single information you take it in, there's just a complex kind of processes that goes into your mind. So it's not just an information, it affects you emotionally and mentally. It completely changes the level of your energy. So if you need to keep your motivation high, if you need to have energy to keep acting, you need to release as much distraction from your life. See, productivity is not about doing more things, it's about doing less things that are focused and in alignment with your truth. Now the first 4 points were all about mastering yourself, mastering your emotion, understanding who you really are, your purpose, your vision, so you can live more of your truth. The next point is about mastering your influence, what I call in the book, boost your influence. You know why that matters when you want to live your truth? Because no one in the history that has really an inspiring idea were able to do it by himself or herself. You always need supporting people around you. And I'm not talking only about like having a team. Even your family, your friends, if you can't win them to your side, if you can't have their emotional support, man, you're not gonna go as far. And believe me, it's a game changer when you can master your influence and master your persuasion. And just imagine that just tomorrow you wake up, you have 30% more influence. How would that change your life? How would that change your interaction? How would that change your business? How would that change your life in general? You see the picture, right? So we give you tips and techniques about persuasion. But if I want to give you one thing right now, one thing you can just put in practice right now, is becoming enthusiastically interested in people. Now what that means, enthusiastically interested in people, it means just when you're interacting with a person, try to go out of your mind and bring your attention to them. How you do that? By asking powerful questions. Ask them a question that would bring their dreams, their desire to the surface. Ask them a question that would make them think different about themselves. Ask them a question that would help them to know themselves better. Just a small example of that. You could be in a club and you're just having fun, and then you saw a girl right there. So you go there and you start talking with her. You might ask her, okay, what you're doing? She might respond something like accountant. Instead of saying, okay, accountant is cool, Ask her, why did you choose to become an accountant? See, questions like why and how, it will help people to talk more about themselves. And you know what? People crave for that. People crave to find someone who gives them a space to speak about themselves, because that makes people feel better about themselves. Actually, being interested in people, it touches their deeper psychological need, the need for importance. That was a summary of the book. But still, when you get the book, you're going to find tons and tons of strategies and techniques. And most important, you're going to find a lot of exercises. Around 40% of the book is all about exercises to help you in the self-discovery trip. So I don't think in the book, The Art of Being You, as just a book. I see it much more as a strategy to help you really start living your truth. Now, that's not going to happen tomorrow, but by having an understanding, the awareness of that, man, that's a game changer. Now, if I want to share those strategies with a CEO or some kind of creative entrepreneurs, probably I'm gonna charge them thousands of dollars. But you know what? I'm not gonna charge you that. Not even close. Because the whole idea for me to write the book is to be able to share those strategies with as much people I can. So I'm gonna charge you only $29. It's the price of a lunch. And imagine the amount of distilled information you take from that book. And not just that, actually I'm gonna offer you 3 bonuses. The first bonus is a technique to help you take decisions. A technique in NLP that I use often to help me take decisions. One of the most problems people face, their inability to take quick and intuitive decisions. So imagine you have a tool that would help you to release all that confusion and make you a decision maker machine. How that would help you to progress in life. The next bonus I'm going to be offering, it's some kind of guided meditation to help you connect with your truth, to that essence of yourself. So you have that tool in your pocket all the time. Any place, anytime, you can just still your mind, go there and connect with that calm, peaceful part of yourself. So you have a direct guidance from your intuition. And if you're still worried about to make that choice of buying the book or not, you know what? I'm gonna give you the first 3 months as a trial. Just buy the book, and after 3 months, if you didn't like it for any reason, or you tried those strategies and it didn't work with you for any reason, although I'm sure it's gonna make a result in your life, just send me an email. I will bring you the payment back. Now I took the risk out of your shoulder. You have no excuses. Just give it a shot. If you don't like it, you'll get your payment back. Thank you and enjoy.